Breath of the Wild's DLC is a huge part of the game, and it really helped extend the story and tie up a lot of loose ends and things in the game, like the Master Sword's power, the relationship with the champions, and a few other things. But ever since Tears of the Kingdom came out, I've noticed a lot of inconsistencies with the DLC and the story of Tears of the Kingdom, which is why I've come to the conclusion that both Breath of the Wild DLCs, Trials of the Master Sword, and the Champion's Ballad are not canon, and I have proof. I have 3 points on why I believe both the DLCs aren't canon, and I'm going to go through them, starting with the weakest of my points to the strongest. Starting with Point 1, the Master Sword Trials. The Master Sword Trials are a group of difficult and elaborate labyrinths inside an alternate realm where Link has to defeat different enemies and challenges in different rooms with whatever he can find in order to get a new upgrade to the Master Sword. After completing all 3 labyrinths, the Master Sword reaches a grand power level of 60. It also now glows blue, which usually only happens around Malice or Ganons. Link's called by the great Deku to go and do this, and obviously he would listen, but in Tears of the Kingdom, the Master Sword in the intro is not glowing. Through glitches, we can see that the sword actually has a base damage value of 50. This gotta either mean Link only did 2 of the trials, or it could just be some lazy programming by Nintendo, so I can't be quite sure which it could be, hence this being my weakest point. Let me know what you think in the comments, and maybe I'll make a follow-up video or short on this though. Moving on to point number 2, the one-hit obliterator. The one-hit obliterator is very self-explanatory and very powerful, possibly being even more powerful than the Master Sword, seeing as it can defeat anything in one hit. But surprisingly, there's zero mention of it in Tears of the Kingdom. You would think that since it's capable of destroying literally anything in one hit, something not even the Master Sword and no other known weapon or sword can do, there'd be some mention it or even a search for it in Tears of the Kingdom because of its great power, right? Unless it never came to Link and he never discovered it, used it, or even knows of it. I think this would be the case because otherwise not only would Link explain this to everybody involved, but we would also probably have gone looking for it, maybe resulting in a cool side adventure, but I mean, it's Nintendo we're talking about here, they would never do that. That already debunks the first part of the Champion's Ballad and a massive part of the DLC, sort of, but I still have one more reason and way to prove my point. So let's move on to my last and pretty definitive reason, Cass. Throughout Breath of the Wild, the traveling musician Cass is spread apart all throughout Hyrule playing his music, with his mission being to pass on the ancient songs of his teacher onto the champion. In the Champion's Ballad, Link helps Cass complete this by solving all the riddles spread throughout the ancient songs, so he can be passed down to the last champion in Hyrule. But here's why I think that this never really happened. After he completes his quest in the DLC, Cass finally heads home to Rito Village, where he stays there playing music. But in Tears of the Kingdom, Cass is nowhere to be seen. Where he is highly speculated, but this whole DLC not being canon situation explains it all. Cass just left Hyrule to keep trying to complete his quest because Link never helped him or completed the riddles. Well, there you go. There's my theory on why the Breath of the Wild DLC is not canon. If you like the video, subscribing and liking the video gives me morale to not only make more, but also better videos, and it only takes a second. Let me know what you think of this theory in the comments, and thanks for watching.